hear me? I don't know if you can hear me. So right now, I just left the side that I was knocking doors at, and I'm going now to my public storage unit. I'm going to move to a different storage unit because the price has gone up on that storage unit. I used to pay $50 a month, now it's like 70. So for a 5 foot by 10 foot unit, and I'm going to take all my stuff, put it in a different storage unit, a 5 foot by 5 foot, but it's only $17. I don't know what's going to be like after tax, maybe $20 a month, and it's a little bit farther away from where I live, but it's worth it. And I'm also going to throw away the 24 foot ladder, extendable ladder that I had in my storage unit, and now I have actually 3 ladders, 2 on top of my van, 1 in my storage unit. I didn't want to throw it away because it cost like more than, I think maybe between $100 and $200. Didn't want to throw it away, but I'm going to have to, because I mean, it's not like I need it. Like, I already have 2 ladders. One is a 22 foot ladder, the other one is a 32 foot ladder. It covers all I need for one van. So unless I'm going to get a second van, I don't need another ladder. It's only 100 and something bucks, and it's also old. It's got a bunch of holes on it. It's an aluminum ladder, and it's only 26 foot. So I'm going to throw that out, and then I don't need a 5 by 10. I just need a 5 by 5 probably. And so I'm going to move my stuff out, put it in a different storage unit. Then I'm going to I also need to replace the tires on my second van. I do have a second van, an older van. I bought it very cheap. I got my pressure washer in there. I have to change the tire, and also I have to put it outside of the parking area, that out of the apartment parking, because it's got no license plate and it can't pass the emission tests because it got engine light. It does drive, it's operable, but I can't pass the emission test. I have to fix it. It needs a tune-up probably, so I have to move it outside the parking lot because of the license plate issue. It hasn't been registered. I do have the title, so I'm gonna first replace the tire. I'm gonna use a jack to lift it up, and then put it on a jack stand, change the tires. Then I'm gonna drive it outside of the parking area, park it next on the side of the road next to the apartment, and then take a shower, go to my Amazon job for half a day. I'm not going to do a whole day. I'm accruing the unpaid time off. I got like maybe 40 hours of unpaid time off. I'm going to use that up. Then once I use that up, it's going to be at 0, and then once I go into the negative, then I'm basically could be terminated. There's a chance I could be terminated. And once I get terminated, then it's all out in the business. By the way, I'm also looking to fix my van. I'm looking to fix this van. It does work, but I'm trying to remove the shelves. You can see in the back. Let's see. Can you see the shelves? Yeah, you can see the shelves. And the shelves are welded into the floor. I had a welder weld the shelves into the floor. It's a metal floor. I'm going to remove all the shelves, prepare the floor for a mat, and I'm going to put a mat on the floor. So I've used the van for expediting, for delivery. And in order to do that, I need to have a frictionless mat on the cargo area, and it should be empty. And so I'm going to remove all the shelves, and then I'm going to start doing deliveries. I'm probably not going to do that during this season while I'm cleaning windows. I'm going to go all out in sales, but in the meanwhile, I'm just going to remove all the shelves, prepare my van for delivery, and then I'm going to operate as an owner operator, cargo van driver during the slow season for window cleaning. The good thing about driving delivery as a cargo van owner operator, unless I'm driving a deadhead that I'm driving in between deliveries, I'm going to be paid for driving. When I'm doing sales, I'm not getting paid for sales. I'm not getting paid for door-to-door sales. When I'm doing window cleaning in between the jobs, I'm not getting paid. But with delivery, at least I'm getting paid. So when it gets slow and nobody wants to clean their windows, I want to be able to do delivery. And delivery doesn't depend on the weather, unless it's got ice on the streets. It doesn't matter if it's raining. It does like a little bit, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's cold, because you got the AC in the car, in the van. So if it gets cold, I still work. So that's why I'm going to be able to fill in the slow times for window cleaning. I'm no longer going to go work with Amazon to make a little bit of money in between my business. What I'm going to do is I'm going to become a contractor, become an owner operator, van delivery driver. A lot of different opportunities, different companies to work for. I thought about doing Uber, but Uber is just one company, and I don't have a car for Uber. So I have a van. I actually have two vans, but I have one van that I'd like to use. It's 118,000 miles right now. It's pretty good. So I'm going to use that for delivery. And so that's what's up. Just wanted to give you an update. So right now I'm headed to the storage unit. It's going to take me a little bit of time. I know the lighting is not so good because we got the sunshine, a beautiful day, Saturday in Denver. And I just finished doing a job. Picking up leaves. You have to do what you got to do. Normally I do windows, but when I was going door to door yesterday, a lady came to me and said, "Do you pick up leaves?" She said, did you knock on my door? I said, yes. Do you pick up leaves? I said, yeah. And then, how much do you charge? I was like, I can do it for $150. I didn't want to say $99. The $99 guy. I didn't want to be that guy. So I just said $150 at 50%. She's like, by the way, I thought it was going to be 2 hours. And her property is huge. It was 3 or 4 times bigger than I thought. So, yeah, I'm in this area where there's very expensive homes. So when can you do it? I said, I can do it right now. And then I said, I'm going to get my guy, but then I called the guy. He didn't answer, so I just did it myself. It was around noon, so I stopped knocking doors. It was Friday. Stopped knocking doors, and then went ahead and started the job. And I did the job for. So I started raking the leaves and pine needles, which made it difficult, and the leaves were really small as well. I started on the right side of the property. There was three areas, the property was divided into 3 sections, and then there was also the backyard. And I did some of the work, and then I texted her, I'm gonna take lunch and pick up my leaf blower. And then it took me about an hour. Took a lunch and went to my home to get my leaf blower. And I went to Home Depot to ask them why it's not working. It did work. So I came here about an hour later, and then started doing blowing the leaves. I worked until 5, 5:30, and then it took quite longer than I thought. So I said, it's a lot more work than I thought. The price is gonna have to go up to 199. So it's still like not that much. And then that's I told her that. I think that's after I saw the property, how big it is. I said it's gonna be 199. I thought it's way bigger than I thought. There's a lot more work. And then I did the work, and then it was 5:30. I told her that I'm about to leave, and she also said you can come back tomorrow if you're not done. So I told her I was about to leave, and I asked her to pay me now, and then I'll leave my leaf blower to make sure, let her know that I'm not leaving for good. I'm not abandoning her. So I left my leaf blower. She paid me $200. I said, this is a lot more work than, we agreed it's got to be at least 300, because I thought it was going to be a couple of hours, but it's already been like 5 hours, and then I'd have to come back the next day, so it's got to be worth my while. So I said it's got to be at least 300. She said that's fine, but I'm going to pay the rest when you come back and finish the work. So I came back this morning at 8, and now it's 11:30. Finished the work. She gave me an extra $110, so an extra $10 tip for a meal, so which is great. I can buy a burger, but it was not ideal, because what I do is window cleaning. See, I do window cleaning, but I had to do. This is not advisable because it's not my expertise, but I thought it was just leaf blowing, so I did it, but it ended up being a lot more. So I was working on the garden, picking up leaves from the beds, garden beds, and huge property. So yeah, and it was a lot of pine needles as well, which, I mean, technically it's not leaves. And then so she said, yeah, that she has to mow the lawn and stuff, and then it's gonna create a lot more debris, and which has to be picked up. So I didn't do the whole yard. Luckily, I'm done now. It's been over 8 hours, and I got paid $300 plus an extra $10. And now I'm about to eat my lunch. That's what you got to do when you run your own business. You got to be flexible sometimes, which is not advisable. I'd rather like spend my time doing sales, even if I don't make money. Sales is a little bit scary because you can do, like, in the past I've done sales, knocked on doors all day long, multiple days, and not made any sales. So it's like I'm working for free. So I ended up squeezing this job in, just take what you can get. That's what you have to do when you're hustling and trying to grow the business. By the way, I'm not going to report this in my book because it's not part of the business. I just did it as as something personal. Like, leaf blowing is not part of window cleaning, so I'm not going to include it in my books. Just put it in the bank. She paid me in cash. So, and then now I'm eating lunch. The way I keep my lunch cold, by the way, I eat chicken and eggs is what I like to eat. So I brought that. The way I keep it cold, it's been now roughly 8 hours. So I keep it cold. It's like freeze a bottle, any bottle. This happens to be a bottle of apple cider vinegar. Froze it. It's plastic bottle. And then put it with my lunch, and then wrapped it with a towel to insulate it. And then I forgot to get a spoon, so how do I eat my chicken and eggs? With a business card. What else? That's how you eat your chicken if you don't have a spoon. LOL. Laugh out loud. That's the kind of thing you have to do when you're deep in the muck. and this is my second year in business. I know second year in business is no joke. You have to learn the ropes. Oh, she is actually calling. So she just gave me a call letting me know I forgot my scooter, my step scooter, on her yard. Something that I end up doing so often, like I forget my property in the customer's yard, which that actually happens a lot when I have a hard time, and I'm trying to get the hell out of here, out of there. So I forgot my scooter. I'm gonna go get it. I really appreciate it if you watched up to this point. You're a trooper, and I love you. Remember to do the hard thing, especially when you don't feel like it.